Hey everybody, Eric again, and I want to give you week 4 progress. And a lot of things have changed from week 3 to week 4 because I'm learning there are things that I could be doing better, and there are techniques that will be helping me, and little things, as I'm learning my own style and what is comfortable for me, things needed to change. So many of those changes came from you guys, which was really cool. So I appreciate all the things that you guys have been helping me with and telling me certain things. So first things first is I changed the way I hold the pick and the pick that I use. So I'm going to show you 3 different picks. This is the first one that, the free one that came from the big box store. Because again, I didn't know what I liked, so I just picked the first one. And you can see it's real bendy. Look at that. Look, just real flexible, right? And somebody suggested, hey, you really need a Jazzmaster 3 style pick. Okay, cool. So I went to the Guitar Center. Let's be honest. It's the only really music store that's near me with anything that's consistent anyway. And I ended up picking up this guy here. It was a Dunlop, and it is not a Jazz because it is really big. Now this is an Eric Johnson Jazzmaster size version. You can see the difference in size, but you can also see the size of my hand, and my hand is pretty big. So I changed the way I held the pick because I was normally kind of holding it like this, making the OK symbol, kind of like a country music or kind of picking style. Now, I'm interested in speed, and at some point I'd like to shred a little bit. I think that'd be kind of cool. All my cool heroes like doing that. So, guy at Guitar Center, who's really, really nice guy, gave me this as an Eric Johnson one. He said, here, just try this one and see what you think, because I was buying these big ones. And he said, well, if you really want to try it, here, and he pulls it out of his pocket. It's used to pick, but it's a pretty good size. It's pretty small. And the second I held it in my hand, it damn near disappeared. So I've tried both, and I appreciate him giving me this, but I have found that this larger size with a little bit of texture on it, this Dunlop 1.5, is actually quite good, and there's very little give to it, and it's got a little bit of a rounded edge. So I'm not bending the pick and then hitting the next string by accident, because if I'm hitting a little hard, the tendency to hit it, the second string was pretty good. So that was a suggestion from you guys. Thank you very much. I did go with the bigger one because, again, I have pretty big hands. I have a wingspan between about 9.5 inches or so between my hand here. So fairly large hand. The other thing that I did was I took a class in college of classical guitar, and it was a very easy class, and basically all you had to do was just kind of show up, put in a little bit of effort, and the teacher would give you an A. It was very simple. But the one thing that I did pick up from it was the holding the guitar angle at a much more comfortable for my wrist and for my arm. Not so much this arm, but my fretting arm. And let me show you what I mean. So if you watch a lot of people online, they will kind of hold it on their right thigh a little bit, and if you use a rest, changes the position significantly. So we go from kind of hunched over, trying to find the higher frets, or where the frets are a little bit more available, my hand is more loose and it's in a little bit of a better angle. So when I'm playing, it is just a little bit easier on my wrist, a little bit easier on my joints. Hey, I'm old. Like I said, I'm over 40, trying to relearn this stuff again. So that was the other thing. I got a footrest, a dedicated footrest, to put it in a little bit better of an angle so that, that I can, play at a little bit of a better angle and not, put so much fatigue and stress on my wrist. The other thing you probably noticed is somebody made a suggestion to get rid of the old crappy stand that I had, and they were totally right. The reason wasn't the suggestion, but I noticed that when I would pick up my guitar to play it, the foam or whatever it was would kind of stick a little bit, and it would come with me, and then I ended up wrestling with the damn thing more than anything, and I figured that's going to cause more damage over time because I'm fighting the stand to pull it out, and I would catch or stick to the rubber or something. It didn't work. So somebody's suggestion says, hey, you should really get yourself one of those Dunlops, Hercules. Get a Hercules, Dunlop is the pick, Hercules stand, which is like this, which then locks the head into place, and you can't pull it off without literally picking it straight up. Okay, so excellent. Love that suggestion. It was very good. The other thing that changed was I built myself a stand for my Tone Master Pro, which was great. The viewing angle, which is meant to be put on the floor and you kind of stand over it, well, the viewing angle on my desk, not super great. So, built myself a stand. I have a cabinet shop just outside my house in my barn where I kind of made this up in about an hour or so, give or take. It's very sturdy, quite light, made out of kind of leftover plywood. It's not going anywhere. So that was the other thing that was pretty cool. I have changed a lot of the presets in the Tone Master Pro, so I made some changes there. I also changed kind of the picking angle and working on speed exercise as well. Now, so instead of watching me practice and fumble and do all sorts of things, why not show you kind of the first song that I can play with at the pace that it is meant to be played at, with a bit of a backing track, with some tab kind of going along with it. The story is when I bought the guitar, my wife said, just play me a song, learn me a song, do something, so that do something for me. And I recorded her reaction for when I did it. She wanted to keep it private, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to see it. But let me tell you, she was quite happy. And so I learned her favorite song, which is Chris Isaak's, Wicked Game. And one of the cool things when I picked up the Tone Master Pro was that it already has a Wicked Game preset that somebody made online. I think it's Tim Pierce. So to you, thank you. This is excellent. I love it. I use it all the time. It's in my favorites. So I just called it Wicked Game. I tweaked very, very small things based on my current setup. I also changed the amp too, so there's no more Fender amp anymore. There's now an orange amp, which I will walk through more in depth at a later time. Much, much happier with it. But somebody's got a preset for a Wicked Game, which is right here, and it sounds really, really good. So I was really impressed with it, and when I played it for her, she was pretty happy. Anyway, she was very happy with it, and she liked it quite a bit. So that was pretty cool. Now the last change is I got a strap finally, and the wife bought this for me. She monogrammed it and put my name and initials on it, which was pretty cool. Necessary? No, but a very cool Christmas present nonetheless. So instead of listening to me practice, which I have been, by the way, I'm working on Fade to Black. The intro part isn't hard, but the solo right after the intro part is a little challenging. So I'm working on that piece. So instead of watching me practice and fumble, why not we try to look at the very first time I learned Wicked Game, which was day 9, and then we'll go to day 21, the day right before I played it for her. Her own little private, right over here. I gave her a seat, and I put the lights on and made it nice, and gave her her own little private concert. So why don't we look at that, and then you can kind of see the progress between day 9 and day 21. I still screwed up. I still had some, kind of had a couple finger fumbles here and there, but hey, I've been doing this for a month, so I think progress is coming along. So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you can. Be super cool, and check it out.